Absolutely beautiful for southern New England. Skylar is putting the finishing touches on her forecast. But first, here are some of the top stories you'll see on Good Morning Providence. 1 year later, the search for a Warwick woman continues. How family and friends will honor Charlotte Lester as they pray for her safe return. Plus, a mass shooting kills 3 and injures many others, including law enforcement officers in New Mexico. What police are saying about the teenage gunman. And no room at the inn, a hotel in Taunton now being used to house migrants. Why the mayor is not happy about it. And good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tara Lanazek. It's Tuesday, May 16th. Happy Tuesday. If you had a rough Monday, leave it in the past. We're on to Tuesday, and it's going to be a beautiful day. Let's check in with ABC 6 meteorologist Skylar Spindler. She's here with your first forecast.
You know, Tara Lynn, I love it when we come in and it's 5 a.m. and the sun is coming up. I am now feeling normal here. All right, we're looking outside at the sky cam this morning, and yes, we see some blue sky. So it's going to be a nice day today. Here's what we're looking at for headlines. So it's going to be warm, dry, and breezy today. We still have that fire weather watch in effect. That's just because the humidity levels are pretty low right now, but not low enough to be a warning. So we're okay there, but we do have a cold front that's going to move through overnight, and that's going to kind of zap out some of that extra moisture that we have in the atmosphere. So that's going to drop it down a bit. So Providence is sitting at 50 degrees. So we didn't get too cool in the overnight. It was actually pretty nice. I actually went outdoors with no jacket on this morning. So, but some of you guys might want to put a little light jacket on, but we'll warm up very quickly today. Winds right now are out of the south at about 7 miles an hour. And then we're looking at some of the temperatures around the area, and a lot of us just sitting in the 50s this morning. This time tomorrow morning, a little bit different. We're going to be about 10 to 15 degrees cooler. So for now, enjoy the warmer temperatures as you're waking up. I'm going to have more details on your forecast coming up here in just a moment.
Skylar, thank you. We'll see you in just a bit. And today marks 1 year since Charlotte Lester was last seen in Warwick. Over the past 365 days, extensive searches and investigations. You can see the sun starting to rise out there, and yesterday gorgeous weather, and we're in store for it today too. All right, here's ABC 6 meteorologist Skylar Spindler. She has your forecast on the 6.
Yeah, you know, sun's coming up. We've got a couple of clouds outside right now, but we're going to have some sunshine today. We're looking at temperatures currently in the 50s this morning, so we're pretty warm. We didn't get too cool in the overnight, but you see a lot of these 50s through the area. It's 53 degrees in New Bedford, and we're looking at 57 degrees in Westerly this morning. So New Bedford again, 53 with the winds out of the southwest at about 8 miles an hour. And so as we start to head through the day, so we're going to warm up quickly again. We've got a lot of sunshine, and we'll have a lot of clear skies until we get into a little bit later on when we get some of these clouds passing through. But you can see by 9 a.m. we're already going to be in those mid 60s, and then we start to rise up as we get into the afternoon. Now by the time we get to the evening hour, we're still going to be fairly warm. So you see 11 o'clock tonight, a lot of us in the 60s, but we do have that cold front that's that's going to push through in the overnight. So that's going to drop our temperatures down. So for today, we're looking at a pretty warm inland, but when you have a southwest wind coming up, that's going to have your coast be a little cooler. So we're going to be not too bad, but we do warm up. So further inland, we'll be all the way up to about 80 degrees. So breezy winds through the day. We do have that fire weather watch in effect. And then for this week, so we have that cold front overnight tonight. We get the breezy winds moving in, and then we got some rain chances by the time we get into the weekend. Now, Saturday not so bad, but Sunday is looking like we might get a pretty good soaker. So future winds as we head through the rest of the day. So not too bad, mostly about 15 to 20 miles an hour. We'll see some gusts at times up to 25 and even 30 miles an hour, especially as you get more towards the coast. But again, that's going to be kind of the story. Breezy winds through the rest of the week. I'm going to have your 7-day forecast coming up in a moment.
Let's take a look outside at 5:08 with our ABC 6 sky.
Tracker meteorologist Skylar Spindler.
Well, you know, it seemed a little hazy way up high yesterday, and that's just because some of that wildfire smoke again is floating in and out of our area. So I think this is going to be kind of the thing throughout the week. We're going to kind of see some of this just kind of moving in and out of the area. So we're going to have a lot of sunshine, but way up high, we're still going to have some of that layer of that wildfire smoke that's coming in from Canada. So just beware. It's not going to affect any of your outdoor activities because it's just so far up in the atmosphere. So You should be fine. It won't affect the air quality here on the ground. But satellite and radar, we got a little bit of clouds on the map right now, so we can kind of see that. But we do clear up here shortly. That's what kept us warm in the overnight hours. So for today, we're going to be much warmer on the inland areas and a little bit cooler coast. That's because we have that southwest wind moving in, and that always keeps the coastline just a tad cooler versus inland, where you're going to get warmer with the southwest wind. So we have that warm up, we got those breezy winds, we have that fire watch today, kind of a lot going on before this week. For overnight tonight, we got the cold front that's going to be moving in, and then we got those rain chances moving in over the weekend. So here's a look at that sky cam, a little bit of that haze and a little of those clouds mixed in there. So sun will start to come up. Clouds will move out. We'll have some nice sunshine. But again, like I said, we could see some of that high level haze just from the wildfire smoke floating in and out of the area. So temperatures currently sitting in the 50s this morning. Taunton's at 57 degrees, Providence at 50 degrees. So it's pretty nice and warm outside for getting your morning started, though you might need a little light jacket. You'll need it for the next couple hours until you get into later in the morning when we're going to be in the 60s. So here's that big setup. So as we head through the day today, we have this cold front that's going to start to move through the area. That's going to be overnight tonight. So that's going to push through. So what's happening here is we're already dry. So as this starts to come in, it's going to zap up a lot of the moisture, and it's going to set up this boundary, and we're going to stay pretty clear. We're not going to get any rain chances till we get into later on towards the weekend. So for today, we're looking at mostly sunny skies, and we've got an interesting temperature swing. Further inland you go, say Taunton, Norwood, you're going to get into the 80s today, and then as you're in Providence, you're going to see those upper 70s, and then the Cape and coastal areas, you guys are going to be in those mid to upper 60s today. Going to keep those winds out of the southwest about 10 to 20. We'll see some of those gusts up to 25 miles an hour and even 30 miles an hour random times throughout the day. But here's that fire weather watch that's going on. This is all across the area. So when that cold front moves through, that's just going to really zap out any of that extra moisture that's in the atmosphere, and that is going to make it even more dry. So wind speed's not too bad as we get into tomorrow, but here is what we're looking for as we're heading into the next week. So once we get out of this little cold chill that we have going on as we head into the last week of May, pretty much all of the Northeast is going to be well above average, and we're going to stay in that warming trend through the rest of the month. So again, here on the 7-day forecast, a little bit cooler for tomorrow because that cold front, then we start to slowly warm up, and then we are looking at getting back into the 70s on Saturday. But we do have that chance of some showers popping in on Saturday, but mostly those are going to be our overnight showers. And then we definitely have the rain chances increasing. We might actually get a pretty good amount of rain on Sunday, which we need because, might I add, we're pretty dry right now. And we even though we started May off with a pretty good amount of rain, we're a little behind, so we need to get caught up real quick. But Monday we're clearing up, so and then we're on the home stretch. We're back in the warmth, and that's going to be the next outlook coming up.
That rain was brutal, so I'm just happy that we're still in the nice temps right now. But so I'll take one day of rain. But other than that, I don't want it. Other than that, us New Englanders, we don't deserve the rain. We deserve nice, beautiful, sunny weather so we can get outside and get that vitamin D.
Yes, well, not so much this week. Well, sorta.
Yeah, it's beautiful this week.
You'll need a little bit of a light jacket because the temperatures will only get into those low to mid 60s.
Right.
So the breezy winds will make it feel cooler.
But we're not busting out the winter coats.
Not yet.
All right.
No,
perfect.
gosh, no.
I saw Jeff Banson saying, "Oh, winter might be coming." I got a little nervous. I got really nervous.
It's like a taste of fall, really. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Skylar. We'll check back in with you in just a bit. All right. It's 5:21. Taking a look at consumer news. Get ready for a record-breaking Memorial Day. That's the true kickoff to summer, right? According to AAA, 42.3 million Americans are expected to travel 50 miles or more from like fruit. And here's ABC 6 meteorologist Skylar Spindler. She has your forecast. Hey, Skylar.
Yeah, so here's a quick recap of what we're expecting for today. So we're going to be mostly sunny. You might see a little bit of haze outside. That's just because some of that wildfire smoke just kind of fluttering in and out of the area. Coastal and Cape area, upper 60s mostly. A few of you guys will be a little bit in the cooler side. But further inland, Norwood, Taunton, you guys are going to be in the 80s. So a nice temperature spread. Winds will be out of the southwest about 10 to 20 miles an hour. We'll have some gusts up to about 25 miles an hour throughout our day. And our 7-day forecast, well, it's going to be pretty nice. So we have that cold front moving through in the overnight hours. And then after that, that's going to drop those temperatures down into the 60s. And then we're going to start to slowly warm up. We'll have rain heading in on the weekend.
Skylar, thanks. Welcome back to Good Morning Providence. I'm Tara Lenizak. It's 5:31. Happy Tuesday to you. Here's ABC 6 meteorologist Skylar Spindler with your forecast. Good morning, Skylar.
Good morning. Well, here's what we're looking at for our headlines. It is going to be warm, dry, and breezy today. We do have that fire weather watch in effect. That's just because we got the cold front that's going to move through. We got some gusty winds moving through, and that cold front's going to zap out that extra moisture in the atmosphere. So just be aware as we head into the day today and tomorrow. So Skycam right now, sun coming up, looks a little bit hazy outside, and that's just because we're getting some of that wildfire smoke that's been fluttering in and out. We saw it yesterday. We're going to see it today. We'll probably see it the next couple of days as that jet stream pattern is bringing in some of that extra high level smoke from Canada. So not going to affect the air quality if you're going to get out and maybe do a run or walk the dogs this morning. So you should be fine there. But as far as that's pretty high up in the atmosphere. Providence is 50 degrees this morning. Winds are out of the south right now at about 7 miles an hour. Temperatures around the area we're sitting in the 50s, so we didn't get too cool last night. We kept that cloud coverage around. That kept us a little warm here. We're looking at 55 degrees in Falmouth, 57 in Westerly this morning. So as we head through the day, it's going to be nice. We warm up very quickly. We're going to be in the 60s early this morning, and then as we start to get into the afternoon, look how warm these temperatures are going to be. So we may even see just an extra couple degrees on this just because we are warming. We've got a lot of sunshine, and that's going to help us warm up even more so. So with the projections, Providence looking at 77, so you might actually come in at about 79 degrees today. But with the Cape and the coastline keep you a little bit cooler. That's just because when you have that southwest wind moving in, that keeps the coastal area much cooler because that wind's moving across the water. So you'll stay cooler, but further inland you will get warmer today. So not even too bad as we head into the evening hour. So before the cool front comes through, we're still going to be in the mid 60s at 9 o'clock tonight. So a pretty nice look for the evening time until the cold front moves through in the overnight hours, and that's going to dip our temperatures down for tomorrow. So for today, mostly sunny. The Cape and coastal areas, you'll be in those upper 60s. And as you head further inland, places like Taunton and even up to Norwood, you're going to see about 80 degrees. Winds will be out of the southwest about 10 to 20 miles an hour. We'll see some of those wind gusts moving in. Roughly about 25 and even up to 30 mile an hour gusts through the day. So be aware, and I'll have more details on your full forecast coming up in a moment.
Skylar, thank you. Tuesday nice temps. Here's meteorologist Skylar Spindler with your forecast.
Yeah, we're going to warm up today, so it looks a little hazy outside. So we'll see some sunshine, but just expect some of that haze to be floating in and out from those wildfires. So we're expecting that really to kind of be moving in and out for the next couple of days. So temperatures now warm this morning. We're in the 50s around the area, 55 in Falmouth. So a lot of us, even look at Boston, 63 degrees right now. Bedford, New Bedford, 53 degrees right now. Winds out of the southwest at about 8 miles an hour. And so as we move into the morning time, look how quickly we warm up. We'll be in the mid 60s by the time we get to 9 a.m. So very quick. So you only need the jacket for the next hour or two. As we head into the daytime, you'll see those temperatures rising. And then by the time we get into the evening hours, we do have that cold front that's going to start to move through. So we stay warm until we get to about 2-3 a.m. And then those temperatures drop quickly and will be cooler for tomorrow. So expect that cold front to be moving through. We have those breezy winds, and our fire weather watch is now turned to a fire weather warning. So that is just now the latest update. That's through 8 o'clock tonight. Rain chances, we're not even going to get any of those until we come into the weekend. So we're really looking at the bulk of our rain moving in on Sunday. So that big setup. So we have that front that's going to start to make its way towards us this evening. That doesn't really push through the area till after about 2-3 a.m. But we do have these heavier winds. Now, sustained winds, not entirely too bad, mostly 15 to 20 miles an hour. You can see along the Cape and the coastline, 25 miles an hour, but we'll get some of those wind gusts moving through 25 and up to 30 miles an hour. So sustained winds, roughly 15 to 20 miles an hour as we head through the day today. So the recap, mostly sunny today, a little bit of haze floating in and out. We'll see those temperatures much warmer on the inland, a little bit cooler along the coastline. Winds out of the southwest, 10 to 20 miles an hour. I'll have your full forecast details on the rain, the front, and everything else moving through here on the 6th.
Let's
Well, that wildfire smoke is making its way into our area. So yesterday, if you looked outside, we had a lot of sunshine, but we had this nice haze. Well, I wouldn't call it nice, but we had a haze across the sky yesterday, pretty high up. And that's just because some of that smoke is still getting back into our area. So this is going to be kind of fluttering in and out of the area for the next couple of days. So even though we have sunshine, just expect that bit of that haze in the higher altitude. So not going to affect the air quality down here where we're at, but just be aware if you kind of see that outside. That's exactly what it's from. So here's a look at the sky cam, and we can kind of even see that like haze outside. So it's just a little hazy, but the sun should be breaking through here shortly. So temperatures right now, we're in the 50s this morning. It is 54 in Smithfield, 50 in Providence. We're 57 in Westerly. So we do have this fire weather warning now. So that's just because it's pretty dry. We've got these heavier winds moving in. And once this cold front moves through, that's just going to zap up any extra moisture that we're going to have in the atmosphere. So once tomorrow gets here, we'll see that front move through, and that'll drop those winds out of the north. So that's really going to dry us up because it's going to set that boundary up to the south of us. So for today, we'll be mostly sunny. The coastal and Cape area will stay in the 60s. And some of us will even get in those high 60s. But as you head further inland, we're looking at the 80s, say around Taunton and even up in Norwood. So winds will stay out of the southwest, roughly about 10 to 20 miles an hour today. So tonight when we get into the evening hours, so that cold front's trying to make its way towards us. And any rain chances, we might catch a couple of little spotty showers, but really it doesn't seem like we're going to see much because that's going to keep most of the rain offshore as we head into the evening hours. So again, you can kind of see some of those little spot showers popping up, but they are mostly staying offshore because this front's going to move through and set up a boundary, and that's going to keep us very dry here. So temperature outlook, once we get through this cold front and we get through this round, then we start moving into much warmer weather. We're going to be above average temperatures, and you can kind of see here on the map, even all of the north part of the U.S. is going to stay pretty warm. So here in the Northeast, we'll be above average. So expect those temperatures to stay in the 70s as we get into next week. But for now, we have that cold front moving through tomorrow. We could even see some frost overnight. So some of you, not everyone, but a few of you guys overnight get into those 30s. A few of you will even get into some of those mid 30s. So just be aware if you have any plants, tender plants outside, you might catch some frost after Wednesday night. So Wednesday night into Thursday morning, keep that in mind. Tonight, not so bad just because we're going to stay pretty warm until the front moves through. But Wednesday night to Thursday morning could catch some frost. And then by the time we get into Thursday, a little bit cooler, but then we start slowly warming up. We have those evening overnight showers Saturday night. And then by the time we move into Sunday, we've got some pretty good rain chances moving in. So we'll see some of that rain just kind of intermittently moving throughout our entire day on Sunday. Clearing by Monday, though.
Okay. So I think if anyone's calling out of work today, maybe you should be a little suspicious because
Right.
Today looks like the day to call out.
Today might be the day for that.
Might have to go into, if anyone watches The Office, do a little deep investigation, see if they're really coughing, see if they're really sick, drive by their house. No, don't go that far. But yeah, no, today looks like maybe your pick of the week.
Yeah, today might be my pick of the week. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. It's my pick of the week, too. Thank you so much, Skylar. We'll see you in just a bit. Let's talk about entertainment news at 5:51. Avatar: The Way of Water is set to make a splash on not one, but two streamers. Director James Cameron's Oscar-winning blockbuster will debut June 7th on both Disney Plus and over on HBO Max, which is changing its name to just
Book of these, or he can Google it or something like that.
Yeah, I want to do an investigation on how he just comes up with these every day.
I think he's got like a quick generator for him. All right, so heading off to the bus stop, 61 degrees. It's going to be partly cloudy. We got some sunshine for today. Heading home, we'll be in those upper 70s, so pretty nice day in store. Here's some of our temperatures we're looking at. We'll stay a little bit cooler along the Cape and coast, those upper 60s. Some of us will even hit 70, but because you have that southwest wind moving through, that's going to keep you guys a little bit cooler. Heading further inland, say Taunton up to Norwood, 80 degrees today. Providence, you're looking at around 78, so it's going to be pretty nice today. So we'll keep those winds in play. And here's a look at that 7-day moving into tomorrow. We have that front that moves through tonight into tomorrow, keeps our temperatures cooler. And then as we move into the evening hours, Wednesday night, some of you guys might catch some frost. So if you have any little plants outdoors, just make sure you protect them. And then Thursday, we start to warm up. We don't get some rain until we head into the weekend.
Thanks, Skylar. It's 5